Hello, I'm PSM3 Editor-in-Chief, Daniel Dawkins. I'm joined today by PSM stalwart, Andrew Kelly.
Hello.
And Matthew Castle.
Hello.
Now, the point I wanted to ask was, is there a future for a high street game store that does things right, inverted commas? Is there a model we think could work?
What if it's a load of... This is the worst idea ever.
So I spin it out.
What if a game shop was no longer shelves of games? It was little ports that you plugged. Instead of downloading it for 4 hours at home, you plug sort of data, some kind of drive into this port. You put in your credit card details, and it downloads the game onto your thing, and then you take it home and you put it into your console, and you play the game that way.
That's not insane.
Yeah, but I'm thinking by the time they have that technology, and internet speeds will probably be fast enough. But I like the idea of like having all these, you get the Call of Duty pod, and you take the new wave of consoles will have a removable thing, a drive, and you take it to the shop, plug it in. There won't even be maybe there won't be any staff, like a vending machine.
Well, it's like, a Coke vending machine on a windy train station.
Because you can, there's vending machines in airports where you can buy iPods and 3DSs, and it's like a electronics vending machine. Maybe
That's not insane. I think, say that, the tech was be designed in such a way there was a sort of multi-format data card that you just have with you. It might even be built into your phone, it might not, and then you just, you plug it in and get what you want on it, there and then.
So you still have the process of going to a shop in town, buying a game and taking it home, but it's, the technology doesn't exist for that.
I personally think it's exactly the same things with like magazines. I think they should trade on the humanity. They should trade on the fact that it's you are going to a physical place and interacting with other human beings. They should build community around their stores. Video games, they're designed to be played together at the moment. There's so much multiplayer stuff. You look at something like it's the nichest thing in the world, but it's still going strong. Games Workshop. Those stores, they're just shops to sell very expensive little miniatures or whatever.
Friendship communities,
but you go there, for half the time, most of the people in there aren't buying. They're in there because they're playing their games. It's the fun place. And in order for that fun place to still exist, they have to buy from it. They're not bullied into it. They choose to buy there because they want to continue that place. Like there used to be this great DVD chain called... it was either Silver Screen or Silver Dragon. I can't remember. It was Silver something. They traded like 6-7 years ago. And you'd go in there and they had basically a huge range of DVDs that HMV didn't have. So that's your basic thing, range.
Yeah.
The prices weren't as cheap as HMV's, but they had things I couldn't buy in HMV. And fundamentally, the staff were incredibly knowledgeable, and they had a sofa area with all the big time out film guides. So they wanted you to read the review of something before you bought it, so you didn't go in. If they didn't know, they'd find out, and then they'd tell you about it, or they'd go, you like that game? Oh, you'll love this game. If I had that shop experience with a game, that would buy my loyalty. That's what game stores should be, I think.
I think there's a couple of interesting strands from that. Like the one thing I posited on a website the other day was asked for my views on what retail should be. The only thing I thought is if you look at the book market, which has basically been through and past this with the death of Borders and various other stores, Waterstones is sort of there and hanging on, and something they do quite well, as I think, is they're more than a bookshop. As in, even my local Waterstones in quite a small provincial town has got like a children's play area and some fish in the thing. And it's a bit more. So I'll take my son in there because he likes being in there, and we may or may not buy a book. Now, I don't know if that's profitable or not, but at least it gets us in the store, and we consider doing it. And usually, because of the power of him picking something up and going, I love it, there's more chance of them buying something. Also, what's great is that you get the sense of, whether it's true or not, the staff actually caring, and translated by things like that wall they've got in Waterstones.
With little cards.
With handwritten cards that go, you'll love this book, it reminds me of this, and this.
I really like
that sense of like discovery, again, if you were to have a handwritten card going, trust me, El Shaddai looks weird, but when you play it, you'll find it really wonderful, and blah, blah, blah. That could work really well. Something that sprung out of what you were saying and what Andy was saying I thought was interesting. Say you did just have, generic download card, right, that was a bit impersonal and sounds a bit soulless, but as a way to make that experience special, in much the same way you might order a Mocha Waka Super Decaf Mega Latte or something, or the nearer analog would be the Build-A-Bear shop.
Yeah.
Right now, you go into the Build-A-Bear shop, even the one in Bath, right? You go in and go, I want like 12 bears. I'll have blue bear, Star Wars hat, heartbeat, phrase that says "Yo, dude," and this. Now, the thing would be, you go into a shop and go, I've got Mass Effect 3. Now, what I'm going to do is, on a really easy-to-use screen menu, design my own packaging and pack art on my own level of spend. So I want hey, I'm going to go for silver N7.
Yeah.
Embossed with gold studs, 200 quid.
And I want it with the good ending as well.
Yeah.
Which ending do you want? Original or good ending?
Yeah, rubbish, ambiguous ending. Yeah. But say that you could design even your own packaging, and you could even do things like cruder than that. You choose the image that appears on the pack shot. You either have it on foil, retro-looking cardboard, or something else. And in a way, you're like, it's a creativity process where you go, I've got a unique copy of Mass Effect that no one else has got. Is that cool? I mean, is that, or is it stupid?
It sounds a bit out there, even compared to my space card idea.
But you look at the fact that collector's editions are so prized because there's a real sense of ownership and uniqueness.
Well, yeah,
surely it is about.
Yeah.
Isn't this what DLC is predicated on?
Yeah,
the man who buys the spiral hat of Quathmire because it gives you +5 enchanting, but is only available in certain outlets. It's the exclusivity of it that makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
And if you could offer price tiered packaging to go with your Gennaro card, there might be a market for that. There might be. I don't know. I just think that's an interesting...
I like the idea.
Yeah, I just want a store that doesn't talk down to me. I'm sick and tired of going into a store and having everyone tell me how good Call of Duty is, even though they probably don't all think that. I'd like to have a store environment where, however crazy it may sound, the guy behind the till can say to you, you go, Call of Duty is a bit rubbish, isn't it? Or whatever. And he goes, yeah, I think it is. Try this instead. And you go, nice one.
You want the feel of not chain. You want the feel of like good independent coffee shop or cafe where you go in, the owner's real, they're genuine, they source stuff locally, they know your name, they recommend things to you because they're good. You want that feel replicated in video games where you go in and go, the man at the counter doesn't smell or isn't weird. He or she is a nice person. The environment is nice, and I like being in here. And maybe it's not like stark plexiglass walls and huge facias. It's more like it's like a real building that's aesthetically pleasing in the real world pleasing.
Yeah.
Even Starbucks and the big chains. McDonald's had to adapt to it. They realised they had to make their environments pleasant to be in.
Yeah.
Starbucks does this idea of feeling like it's a unique, cool, boutique-y place, even though it's done to order. Their big campaign recently of, hey, we're going to write your name on the coffee cup. You could look at it cynically, but you could say also, it's unequivocally quite nice to go into a shop and hear people marvelling at the fact they're all knowing each other's names and stuff.
Yeah.
It does foster a sense of community, which is exactly what you touched on with Warhammer. You go into Warhammer because you're meeting friends in there. You share your hobbies.
Even Apple Store, I find pleasant to... a lot of people don't find it pleasant, but I like going in there.
Genius bar.
Yeah, I like
Apple do it brilliantly.
Apple
do it brilliantly.
Because I had my iPhone stop vibrating, and the process of me going in there and getting it fixed there and then for free was so pleasant, because I just went up to any guy in a blue t-shirt. It's like, right, I'll book you an appointment. Got an email on my phone like, your appointment is so-and-so. And I went and sat at the bar. The guy went, all right, mate. He went, oh, I've just got to change your motor. Came back and it was all really slick, and no one was like, had that Apple Store pretentiousness. It was just like nice men. And it wasn't even that busy. It was a pleasant place to be in, I found.
Always nice.
And again, they sort of, they probably know, they to an extent, they hand prune the genii who serve you.
Of course, it's all, it's all, everything they say in the process is all dictated by Apple HQ, but I don't care. I think it's pleasant to be in there. Exactly.
And it creates a sense of community and belonging, and you feel like, I'm part of this special Apple club of cool tech people. I'm a bit cool and hipster and cool. To take the ultimate degree, and this is the place I'd love to take Matthew Castle, is Abercrombie and Fitch, whatever it is. What's it called in Hollister in the UK? Where someone was saying the other day, they thought there wasn't a single person in there who wasn't either like 18, ultra obscenely like Nazi attractive almost, and he was saying it was, and in there it's dark. They play this powerful music.
That's one of the worst. I've been in one of those in America and in one in the UK. I think it's one of the worst places I've ever been in. It's not for me though.
Exactly, but it's got a physical brand presence.
It's like a nightclub full of full
daytime
of
nightclub.
handsome people and kids
all
buying,
sexy and throbbing and weird. And
when I was in there, there was guys
Yeah.
were modelling the jeans like with their tops off, like properly muscly men, and with the panning music in the darkness. I went, it's not for me. But if
Sounds like Games Workshop. That's what they're like now.
if you buy into
Some
that,
Conan chic.
if you're the type of person that buys into Abercrombie and Fitch as a brand, I think it offends my sensibilities and my But if you buy into that culture, then that you probably love that place because it feels like you're part of the exclusive.
Just say young and sexy.
Yeah,
I'm not allowed in there.
Nothing's as young and sexy. Like Warhammer.
Not because of like anything weird or anything.
yeah, I'm not allowed in there anymore.
Because they're children. They're cool children.
What better note to wrap things up? Game in trouble. Who knows what will emerge the other side? I don't know what the new models will be. We've tossed around some ideas, which are all largely weird and terrible. But hopefully someone can resolve this. I'd love to know if anyone's worked in game. Let us know via Twitter, PSM3_magazine, what your experiences are of working in a game or why you think they've gone under. And I also welcome to your dream visions of the future of retail if it exists, which may or may not include a buff and naked Matthew Castle.
That won't happen, I promise.